I love technology and I love convenience, but what I really love is the old school ticket stub. Stay tuned. Sound Stories, where I go into my vault of ticket stubs from concerts that I've gone to over the last 30 years and talk about the shows. Hello, and welcome back to Sound Stories with Byron Nash. I'm your host, Byron Nash. Episode 13. This time, I am talking about the old school thing. I guess it's not really old school, but ticket stubs. I love going to concerts, and that was always sort of like the badge of honor to be able to save the stub from the show that you went to. It was kind of this memorabilia and collectible thing. And then all of a sudden, everything got really convenient and technologically savvy, and everybody had phones, and now you get your ticket digitally and you scan it. It's cool, but there's nothing to save. So there's actually hundreds of shows that I've seen that actually don't have stubs for, which is kind of a bummer because I can't remember them all. So I was thinking about, that'd be kind of a cool episode to talk about, just pull random tickets. So I have my trusty Nike box that I've been stashing my stubs and VIP passes and media passes and all those cool things for years. I got this big board that I'm going to do a ticket stub concert collage and then hang it in my music room. So you'll see some B-roll of me putting this project together. But I figured before I got it all set up and good to go, that I would just pull some tickets, do a quick review of like what it was like when I saw that group and what was happening at the time. So what I would love from you guys is for you to, in the comments, list your top 5 or 10 concerts you've been to, whether you have ticket stubs for it or not. No biggie. But I'm curious about the shows that impacted your life, and I want to see the variety of what you've been to. And you know, I love live music, so I'm assuming if you're watching this channel, you do too. Make sure to share it in the comments. So let's get started. I pulled some out just because to be completely honest, I had already filmed this episode, and then I was all happy and I got it done, and then the sound wouldn't play. So this is take 2, literally a full episode, take 2. So I have a few stubs on the table. They're still kind of scattered. They're not organized or anything. And I'm just going to pick them up and just kind of go down the list. Michelle Ndegeocello, she's probably in my top 5 bass players. Funky, soulful, has just that deep voice, and she's one of those artists that are like super experimental, where she makes music for herself. I believe she makes it for the fans, but she's chasing her own artistic development, and I love artists like that. Motley Crue and Def Leppard. That was a fun show. Def Leppard, Poison was on it too. I think Def Leppard was the cleanest and sounded the most polished. They sounded so incredible. This one goes way back, and I'm curious if I have any other ticket stubs from it, but I probably don't know where they are in this box, but what I'll do is I'll kind of list off a few of the groups that I saw. So back in the day, there was a heavy metal club in Penn Hills here called City Limits. Best shows would come through. I mean, King Diamond, Def, Carcass, you name it. Anything thrash metal came through there. And this one is Sacred Reich with Crowbar and Souls of Zero. Are you kidding me? This is what, 1992? Nope, 93. Way back in the day. That club, I saw Death there, King Diamond, Flotsam and Jetsam, so many groups. I can't even like keep track of it. But that was like it was in a strip mall, just a small little crappy club that just had the best metal bands of all time coming through. Galactic with the North Mississippi All-Stars, 2000. Beehive Theater, rest in peace. Oakland has been taken over by the colleges and the medical system, but it used to be the haven for all the really cool music venues here in Pittsburgh. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy at Club Laga. That was one of the clubs um, in Oakland. What's this one? Darien Lake, Horde Festival. Horde Festival was like, it was like a traveling Bonnaroo before Bonnaroo existed. I believe like Allman Brothers, Rusted Root, Blues Traveler, any jam bandy type of groups. Um, who else? There was someone else that was really, really special on that one. Either way, this one was at Darien Lake, but it also used to travel to Pittsburgh quite a bit. Perfect Circle, Golden Dome, 2001. Crazy. That's out in Beaver County. It looks like a golf ball. Midnight Oil at Star Lake. George Clinton. I think, actually, this show, my band Formula 412, while we're not on the ticket, we did open up for George Clinton and P Funk on this show. So this one's definitely going in the board because that was incredible. Allman Brothers, 1992. Jill Scott, 2001. Jilly from Philly. Got into her, and I was hooked from the jump. Here's another one. Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos. 1999. Holy crap. That was a special show. That was the era of like Lilith Fair and a lot of kind of powerhouse women getting together and putting together tours and stuff and really strong bills. Jimmy Buffett, that was my first time and probably last time because I kept getting harassed. Everybody was acting like I was a Rasta and asking me if I had weed. Corn and Stained, Star Lake. Robin Ford, the blues guitar player, another Oakland venue, Graffiti, one of the best clubs we've ever had here. Bare Naked Ladies. Incubus, awesome one. I've seen Incubus probably 10 times. Vita Blue, this is Paige McConnell from Fish. He had a side project and he played Metropole, and that was really awesome. Squirrel Nut Zippers. What was that club called? Metropole. They were a really popular band when swing got kind of made a little weird modern day comeback in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think it was like 99. Yeah, Squirrel Nut Zippers, more Allman Brothers. I'm telling you, I've seen those guys a lot. Saturday Night Fever Fest. It was like Casey and the Sunshine Band and uh, I think Kool and the Gang, all the disco bands, all the 70 joints. I mean, I would go to anything because I just was so hungry for it. Herbie Hancock, Backstreet Boys. I know some of you are like, didn't you like talk about Slayer and stuff? What did Backstreet Boys? Part of it was because I wanted to learn about all types of music live and music production. So when I started going to pop shows, it was totally different from like metal shows and jam band things because metal shows, I mean, some metal shows had production, big production, but small club shows really didn't have that much. And pop shows were a completely different beast. So understanding lighting, the screens, the band, the dancing, all of that was also a really good education because I was taking photos in the photo pit during that era, and I learned so much. Paul McCartney, Lilith Fair, that was a really good time. Page and Plant tour, Pittsburgh Zone, Rusted Root opened up for them at Civic Arena at the time. Now this is really taking it back. Stone Temple Pilots' first record, Core, opening up for the Butthole Surfers. $17.50 was the ticket price. And that's the other thing. That's, when I go through these, I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, I saw Slayer for $10? Lauryn Hill, Star Lake, 1999. This is peak Lauryn. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill record was huge. Post Fugees, she was crushing. Phil Lesh and Friends, this is another one that's going to go into the picture because my band Sporadic got to open up on this tour, on this bill, not tour. It was us, Soul Live, and Phil Lesh. Crazy. What we got here? Snowcore. That had Primus on it. Incubus. System of a Down. It has Ziggy Marley. Again, Ziggy Marley in $19.99, and it's a $20 ticket. The, these days, a ticket, the tax is $20 for one. JGV, that's another one, Jerry Garcia band. My band opened up for them on that show. Everclear, nice. Blue Floyd, it's like a Pink Floyd thing. Fuel, St. Vincent College. This is the show where Seven Dust opened up for them. The last episode I had talking about that show where Fuel was there. This is the ticket stub from that, so that's definitely going in there. Soul Live at the 930 Club in DC. Justin Timberlake. Wow. 2013. Phil Lesh and Friends again. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. That was another band that was doing a lot of things with the whole swing movement and resurgence. Fish. I've seen Fish many, 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 many times. Now, I might catch some heat for this, but it's just where I was back then. I wasn't a fan of his music, but because I had access to go to concerts, I went because I was curious, which is Kid Rock in 2000. And love him or hate him, he was really freaking big back then. And he was at the top of his game, and his live show was actually really good and entertaining. Again, I didn't walk away like, woohoo, Kid Rock, but I did walk away respecting what he was doing at the time. I think the other lesson when I look through these is I was learning, even if I wasn't fully into something, that what can I learn from it? How's it good, even if it's not the music that I primarily listen to? Like, what do we have here? Oh, well, I love Culture Club. I got to meet Boy George backstage at that one. Bruno Mars, Charlie Hunter. My first concert as like a teen, Ozzy and Anthrax in 1989, 88, 89. Metallica, Injustice for All tour. Um, Suicidal Tendencies, Exodus, and Pantera, 1990, which I really hope I have that. And the Headbangers Ball in 1990 with Halloween, Anthrax, Exodus, and that might be it. We got Slayer at Stage AE, Pearl Jam. I remember this is 2000. I had 11 tickets to that show. Do you know I could not find a single person to go with me? It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, hey, and there were a lot of people. The show wasn't like it sold low. I just ended up with so many, and I thought I could get rid of them. I couldn't get rid of them, so I went to the show by myself. Went to a lot of concerts by myself. George Clinton, Slayer again, Phil Lesh again, Dylan Francis. I don't even remember who that is. Here's a cool one. Boys the Men, and I had a meet and greet backstage access and got to take my stepmom, and she got to meet Boys the Men because they were one of her favorites. John Prine, all access. My buddy was his tour manager. He came to Pittsburgh, and I didn't really know much about John Prine. Maybe like 2 songs, and I learned a lot about the delicate energy of his music and how loyal his fans were. The guy only played 2 shows a weekend. He'd do Friday and Saturday and then be home the rest of the time. It made a killing because his fans were so loyal that they would buy all of his merch. He has a song where he says something about swatting flies, and he sold fly swatters, and I thought that was so incredibly smart and genius in his marketing. And so all of these experiences would always teach me something about music or about the biz, and it didn't have to be that I was like a diehard fan. Trey Anastasio, the Wailers. I got to interview the original bass player from the Wailers, which was super awesome. Robert Randolph, killing guitar player. The Black Crowes and Blues Traveler. What year was this? Damn, 95. This is a good time for music. The 90s were great. I'm so grateful that I was able to see all this stuff. And this is Incubus. I'm telling you guys, like, it's bad. I have so many things in here. So here's a flyer of my old band Sporadic, but I got to interview 311, and I found the autograph from the band. that'll go. I think that'll go in the ticket thing. What do you think? I'm not sure whose autograph this is, but it's definitely from around the 311 experience. I got Jay-Z, Tool, Bass Nectar, Pantera, Charlie Hunter Trio. Charlie Hunter, I discovered in the 90s. He was signed to Les Claypool's side label, and he played 8-string, had 3 bass strings and 5 guitar strings, and 2 outputs. And one went to a guitar amp, one went to a bass amp, and he played it all at the same time. And I actually thought it wasn't real until I saw it live, and I was like, what? But I have a semi hollow body that I took to a Charlie Hunter show. This might be it. Oh, actually, yeah, this is it. And because he had played on D'Angelo's Voodoo, I was obsessed with that record, and I was just a Charlie Hunter fan all the way through anyway. But he signed my guitar, he played it, and then he was like, hey, you want to play? And I was like, no, because he's like killing on my guitar. So I have that guitar here as well. Ozfest 2000. Oh, nope, 99. 99 Ozfest. I mean, the list goes on. I'm going to start putting this thing together, more Pantera, but I really want to find the old stuff. Like, damn, Philosopher Kings. That's 1996. Tesla. Yeah, some of the tickets are so old that the ink kind of ran off of them. But I think it's just, I'm a collector. I come from that very tactile, vinyl era, posters, cassettes, things like that. And even though I use a ton of technology and really love it and embrace it, there was something really special about ticket stubs because I remember, like for instance, Judas Priest and Megadeth and Testament. We would sleep out for in a mall parking lot in a lawn chair, and then wake up and then go into what would be like a Macy's when the mall would open, and they had a little ticket booth, and that's where how you would go get your tickets. So there was this sort of, I don't know, rite to passage to get to those concerts. And you got to remember, this is all pre-internet, pre-social media, pre-phones. You committed to what it was. You found out Metallica was coming, then you mark the calendar and you know when those tickets are going on sale. So that was just like a really powerful time that like shaped my life. And so that's why I held on to the ticket subs, because I'm going through some of these and I'm like, I don't even remember that. Or I'm like, what band was that? Animals as Leaders. There's a few more. Let's see. I know there's got to be. Here we go. Flotsam and Jetsam with Damn the Machine. Damn the Machine was so this is Flotsam and Jetsam on Quattro, which is my favorite Flotsam record. And Damn the Machine, I think, had Chris Poland from Megadeth and his brother on drums. It was like a side. It wasn't a side project. It was the band that he had after Megadeth, after he left Megadeth. It's super good, and I got to see that. Surge Music Festival. Dylan Francis. All right, let's see. We'll do 5 more. Neil Young and Crazy Horse. As you can see, there's a wide range. Medeski, Martin, and Wood at Metropole. Dave Chappelle. Let's see. Eagles of Death Metal. Nas and Damian Marley. Woo. Pretty lights. All right, last one. What's one of the goodies? But oh, here we go. Slipknot. Great tour. My son actually got me these tickets for my birthday or Father's Day. It was Father's Day. No, it was a birthday gift, actually. And we went to that show. So that's really it, guys. The B-roll is going to be me putting together the memorabilia ticket board, and then I'll hang it up in the music room and show you guys how that looks. But remember, I want you to go through your concert memory or your ticket stubs if you have them and tell me 5 to 10 of your favorite concerts ever and why in the comments. Thank you for watching Sound Stories. I appreciate you guys. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, stick with the channel, more episodes to come. Talk to you soon. Keep rocking.